Hi everybody, it's Brad with Big Family Homestead, and in this video we are talking about why I choose to grow, raise, process my own meats, chickens and rabbits. So let's get to it. Okay, so I've been getting some comments asking what my opinion is, my reason for raising our own rabbits and chickens for consumption. And some people have been asking about moral issues and why we've come to the conclusions we have. And so they asked me to go ahead and spill my beans. So here we go, I'm gonna spill the beans. Basically, first and foremost, being a spiritual person, being a Christian, actually let me stop right here. Just so you know, this is an opinion video and this is my opinion. You are entitled to whatever opinion you want. And that's fine and great and good and great and grandy and dandy and all that kind of stuff. But here's the thing, an opinion is just like a booty. Everybody's but your own stinks. Well, whatever. So here's the point. If you're a PETA person or whatever, I completely support your right to your own opinion, but stay out of mine. That's it. So be nice in the comments or else I'll just block you and delete them because this is an opinion, right? So that said, here's my opinion. As a Christian, I believe that we are allowed to use animals as food. I believe that God has established that He's given us dominion over the animals. And now that is not to be confused in saying that it's okay to abuse them or use them as sport or hurt them or do anything that's wacky or nasty. That is not what I'm saying, that we've been given the authority to use them as food. Now, that said, we go to so many lengths to make sure that our animals are treated with the utmost care and the utmost respect and more room and space than they need and more food and all the nutrients and care that they could ever need. And so we take it very seriously that our animals are to be treated with a great deal of respect and care. Now, actually at the end of this video, I'm going to put up a link. And I want you to take a look at this, but well, maybe not, in all honesty. It's a video of commercial food production. And this is another one of the moral reasons why we choose to raise and process our own animals. Yes, it's very difficult making the decision to take a life, but when you hear all of the things I have to say, then you will understand why we make the decision and we feel that it's absolutely the best route. And this video that I'm talking about is one of those reasons that it's commercial food production. And when I saw this video at first, I couldn't believe it. I was literally sick to my stomach the way that these animals are treated and kept. And they're just abused. They're a commodity. It's gross. But if you take a look at the video, then you'll understand here's one reason why we do it ourselves. Because it's not a mechanized thing that's going to feed all these supermarkets with millions and millions of pounds of animal flesh, and that's literally what it's treated like, just a thing. It's a protein. No, our chickens are our chickens, and we treat them with respect and care. And when it's time, we do it in a way that is absolutely the least amount of, there's no pain. We do it in a kosher way. Where a lot of people will, the old school ways, you whack their head off and then they run around or whatever, or sometimes people will use a kill cone and it's like a funnel and they'll put it in there and lop it off. We actually will just nick their artery and let them bleed. And that way, they actually don't even know there's a problem until they are just done. And it's a very peaceful way for them to go. We treat the rabbits with the same utmost respect. So the question of morality for me is not a question. I believe that our God has allowed us this great blessing of being able to have these animals for food, but that comes with the caveat of treating them with kindness. And when it's time to dispatch them, it has to be done in a way that is not going to be traumatic to the animal. It's not going to be way crazy land. We treat them with utmost respect. I can't say it in any other way. Now, moving on, there's plenty more reasons. If you look at the food that's on the shelves in your stores, not only are these animals just absolutely abused, it's ridiculous. They are pumped full of antibiotics and they're fed GMO food to get them to market weight. And that is something I absolutely think would be a sin to be force feeding my children with. I don't want them to be eating genetically modified organisms. And if I can control that, I'm going to. And that's one reason why we raise our own meats. I know exactly what those animals are getting, and I know that it's the absolute very best because I made the choice. I grew the wheatgrass that they get. I gave them the pellets that don't have genetically modified nastiness in them. I made sure these animals were 100% absolutely free range, awesome. I mean, I can't call them organic because that's a label that the government gives, but that's exactly what they are. Our chickens have a massive yard that they can't even keep the grass down on, so they get to get out there and get bugs, and they have a happy life. And so for me, was it hard the first time, maybe even the second time, third time that you dispatched an animal? Yeah. But, and this might sound corny to you guys, and frankly, once again, it's an opinion video, so you can have your own opinion. But we literally, my family and I, the older kids who helped out with it, we literally said a prayer, thanked God for the way that He provided these animals for us. We asked that He would make the process go quickly and smoothly. And then we began to do the work of the processing and harvesting. And you know what? It was in a very strange way. I guess the word would be, I don't know what the word would be. It was just strangely peaceful, even though it was very, kind of the first few times you're like, I'm getting ready to take a life. But it was the big circle of life kind of thing. I mean, we cared for these animals, we protected them. They were not exposed to mechanized farming. They weren't abused and legs broken and all that kind of filth that they sit in. These animals were cared for. And when it was their time, it was their time. And so anyway, that's why we raise our own meat. And I hope that helps some of you guys out there. And if you're making a decision to, do I do this or do I not do this? I mean, the idea of going to a grocery store and purchasing, say, a pair of chicken breasts or whatever, knowing what they do to these animals, it's absolutely morally, in my opinion, horrible to be doing that if you have the ability to be raising your own meat. And when you see this video at the end, you'll understand. You'll see it. It was a check in my spirit when I saw this. I was like, oh my gosh, how do I raise cow? I want to eat cow. I like cow. I like burgers. How do I raise cow? Because I don't want my cow that's on my plate being treated like what's in this movie. And this is only one of many, but hope that helps. That's where I'm at. If you feel like this is an opinion that people should hear, share it around. If you don't mind, click a like because that greatly helps my family out. Once again, if you're nasty in the comments, you're bounced. I'm sharing my opinion. It's just an opinion. I wasn't nasty about it, so you be nice. Brad with Big Family Homestead. You guys have an amazing day.